Yeah, let's look at some books to find, but I think I'll try something with boxing it in, just because I know they have their fingers with them
Right, they do.
when they're at home too.
I like to give them mine, but don't do that.
I find myself still doing that.
Yes.
I just want to say your kids did a really good job with this many adults.
They did,
staring at them,
and
you
they're
did
more of
too.
a nervous group, so I was a
Yeah.
little concerned,
Yeah.
but they did do a nice job.
They're good. Our kids know that there's people always around you.
Yeah.
So they, oh, wait, Nancy, you want to grab the H's and throw them over here?
Now, Dawn, when looking, should we, I know Andrew on these 2 pages, his fluency was great, it really picks out. But if you look at the amount of words on
But
these
I
2
wonder
pages
if it was
compared
great
to.
because he was hearing them talk to Madison over here too.
Mhm.
So I know one time at least he was looking over here. So
Peer pressure. Oh, they're going to make me do it.
And
But
you
you
know
know,
what I
when we're
want
looking, should
them
we
to
look at,
say
you know, because there's a lot of words on this page.
Yes,
Maybe
Maybe
shorter
yes.
phrases.
You know?
And that's
not
what the
just like
G's
one.
were. They were shorter phrases, like one sentence on each page.
Yeah, see, and that's going to, that
Want to have a balance.
They were faster
This is
in
the
the
page
G's.
that Madison and I and Nancy worked with, right? And so this one had a longer, what was from here to here. Was it this page? Oh, there was a longer one. No, it was a longer one. Oh, this one. So they had to go from here all the way here. I said, well, that's a lot of words. Let me see you go across all that without stopping. So, you know, it's just putting it back on them. This is what I want you to do. Now do it. Did you do it? Yes or no? You know, and again, that's why we're looking at this. I've noticed that, you know, and so I'm going to teach you. And you need to learn this because, and
Instead
then,
of previewing the whole book, I could teach them the strategy
Yes.
on the first page. We can kind of do it together.
yep,
Do it, and then when they're silently reading, I have each one of them do it.
you
for
can do
me.
that too. But I would say, I don't know if you want to pull away that whole introduction quite yet.
Well, yeah, they won't understand them.
Right.
But at the end,
You might want to say, after you do that, you know, check the picture first. Then read your words and don't be, you know, I mean, tell them specifically. And if they're doing that, say, stop that. You know, remember how we did that? Just stop that.
So I'm wondering then if she's doing, if she wants to do that, if this would type of a book where the picture's all on one page and the print's all on the other, instead of like this one where some of them, you know, go
Right.
across the bottom. This might be, not necessarily this book, but a book that has the picture on one page and print
On the
on the other page.
Yeah, that might be good. That might be a good idea.
And does size matter for this group? Does it, the number of words on the page, is that slowing them down? Or, I mean, obviously it's something they're going to have to move into, but
See, I think this book would be hard for them
Oh,
because it's
yeah.
different print and less white space.
These folktale two things gets into a whole. They don't understand. What do you mean the bear used to have a tail?
Yeah.
Then you get into a whole other.
This is a good one, but I don't think know what
Jackal.
because it's
That
so
does it.
nice. Oh, but it isn't.
Yeah.
Dawn, as you started here, your focus was really finding the words.
For that lesson,
words
yeah.
For that lesson. Is that replaced here with the fluency?
No, I'll
Is
still
that-
remind them of it. I think
They were
throughout
showing
now.
evidence
They
of already
already
doing that. If
Mhm.
Andrew
We've done it.
found row and arrow,
Yeah.
I think they're already having.
Yeah, we've
they're
done
taking
this
that on.
now in a few books.
Yeah, so they already are taking
So,
that
but I
on.
always build on it. I like when they make a mistake on a word, I'll say, well, what is one of the strategies we can use to figure out that word? But it's constantly reminding.
This one is
But the
cool.
fluency is the real,
I think that's
real
what's.
focus.
Yeah.
I think that's really what's keeping them
do
from.
you have Forrest too?
This is cool in the sense of in the level in the continuum it says about stress and all, yeah. This one has a lot of those darker words in it that aren't necessarily just saying things loudly. It's about the stress of it. You know, I am the king of the
Right.
jungle, Lord, because he's proud. We won't let him eat any of us. You know, so you can kind of go those. You are late. He said that he was the king.
You
of the
taught
jungle.
Madison that last year. She yells those.
I know.
She's cute. She has lots of expression too.
But you can't let it slow. You know, but
Yeah.
this one would be something that I think would be a little bit
Later.
later down the road,
Oh,
right?
okay.
Do you think, or?
I don't know. Well, I was going to say, it's not overwhelming with the print, and it's got a lot of pages where the print is on one side and the picture's on the other.
I suppose, the nest one, that's a lot of print.
That's, yeah, see, this is only 231 words.
I looked at this one too, and I thought.
That one has a lot of harder words in it.
Harder words, that's why I didn't choose it. but-
Yeah.
But it's shorter on each page and there's phrases. But they won't be able to,
There's just a lot.
there will always be good jobs, but they won't get the phrases.
But it starts off with a prepositional phrase every time.
Mm-hmm.
In the fall.
Yeah,
in the winter.
in the spring, yeah.
But like Sharon said, if the picture and the words are all on the same page, that's still gonna lend itself to.
And this one has some emphasis words, but not as many as you would.
The flying fish. Look at that.
Pretty much have to either flip them out of each. But we haven't done some of these. You were on G's with them for a long time last year. So I know Madison, like when I started the year, we were in G's, and she's like, I did this one, I did this one.
Because we were there
So I
for
could
G
tell
and
you were in
vocal.
every, yeah, so.
Do it again.
You know, this one isn't bad in the sense, because you do that picture walk or you go
Right.
through there, but like on this page, it almost makes it a good teaching point. If you're saying, you know what, when you're going to read, you're going to find out what Jonathan did to create this. You're going to have to think about what he used to make the fish. And that's what I want you to be thinking about when you're reading. Because they really can't check the picture.
Mhm.
They're going to have to think about the story. Jonathan cut out the tail. You know, there is picture support, but there isn't.
Showing,
You're right.
doing anything.
That's a lot of words again, too, though.
Mm-hmm.
These are nice short phrases.
Right.
Back up, Jonathan, fix the strings.
And we're not going to expect them to be perfect on it.
No.
So like on these, they'll probably slow down and have to do, but you know what, there's not a lot of words solving there.
I was going to say the vocabulary in here, I think,
Yes.
is
Mostly
attainable.
just
Yes.
Jonathan, and I can introduce
So that they're not
Jonathan,
going to get
right.
stuck on that.
So maybe this book, I do have to do more introducing the words I think they'll get stuck on. And just
But I don't
focus
think there's
on
a
just
lot of
fluency.
them. Yeah, this is a good one for fluency, I
Just
think.
fluency, because Jonathan.
Right.
But they'll get stuck on words that will surprise you. Yeah. So you can never introduce the right words.
This, I think, has a lot of potential. though.
Yeah, that's
Does anybody else have any?
similar to the one I
That was the one I would have
did.
Okay, so can you tell us how you'd introduce this then, maybe?
I'm not ready yet.
Read it quick.
I would have to tell them it's a story about Alex and Jonathan. And Alex has got a new kite. Look at the shape of the kite. What does it remind you of?
Well, right,
It's
Actually,
Oh.
Jonathan's.
Oh, I got the two act mixed up.
Well, Alex is gonna have a kite that they bought, and I think, and
Okay,
Dad,
far enough.
my dad's going to buy it for me, and
Ah.
Jonathan's dad said, no, I'm
We
not
don't
gonna
have
buy
any
it.
money.
Oh, okay.
Therefore,
Okay.
So we're gonna
so,
make a kite.
so they're
So you
having,
need to introduce a lot of it.
yeah, they're having a kite day, and you're supposed to bring your kite. And Alex is gonna go because, his dad's gonna buy him one. Jonathan doesn't feel like he can go. And you can just do that in the book introduction.
Mhm.
You know, you give him the overall backstory of their
Backstory
lives.
of them.
Yeah, that, you know, here's Alex, here's Jonathan. They're going to be going to a kite day. And, you know, Jonathan can't afford it, and they're going to have to make one, which is kind of fun, too.
Mhm.
And so the dad actually, and then, you know, turn to page 7. There's the dad, and he's actually looking at a kite called the Flying Fish. So I think they're going to decide to go back. And then that's how they do it, and that, right. So when you read the rest of the story, read the rest of the story to see then what happens on the kite day. You could even leave it like that then. I think they're really good in Madison. I can see it looking into this.
They have the background knowledge of kites.
Yep. And I know, well, at least I know Madison, they've read a lot of books about how-tos. And how, you know, so that's not going to be an issue for them either. Then specifically, what would we use for language for that fluency part?
I've noticed that when you're reading, can I just like, I'll tell them how they're reading? When you're reading, you're stopping word from word. It's kite day. Or do I go back to the old book and show them the old book? I mean, either way. But on Sunday. But what I want you to do, and what I'm going to teach you, is how to read the sentences so you don't stop until you get to the period, like this. It's kite day on Sunday, said Alex. Oh, that one's
Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I think.
And then I'll have them do that with me.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe down here or something. Let's try it right here. I haven't got a kite, said Jonathan.
And you could almost even, I'm thinking you could do the overall arching meaning and get into it, and then if you wanted to do it maybe like on this page, more into it to practice, because this one is a long one right here,
Yeah.
where they'd have to go from here to here. Right, they get a little pause. Oh no, there's a period right here. Jonathan cut out the tail. Then he made some fins and some round spots and two big eyes. But that might be too difficult. What do you guys think? Is there a best place for her to show us an example?
These two pages have the
Right.
phrases.
So that might be the best place
So
to
they don't
practice it.
stop here, because they're gonna
Right.
want to stop there, you know,
Yeah, help Jonathan.
Yeah.
to fix the string.
So I have to have them. Let's
So,
try.
I don't think
Where
we
do
want
you
them to
start?
say, Dad,
Where
help
do you-
Jonathan to fix the string. I think we want to say,
Dad,
Right.
help Jonathan to
fix the string.
Right.
That you got to get your eyes going across.
You keep going, not stop.
Get your eyes going across and keep it going.
Because that's what readers do.
Is that vocabulary in that prompting book that you gave us, that one that you just, okay.
We should bring that in too, huh? Tomorrow. Actually, they say how to teach and then what to
Right.
teach. And yeah.
Right, yeah.
So we go to that fluency part. That'd be nice to check that.
And see what they.
I have mine, you want mine?
Oh, yeah. There you go.
You want? I have them here, yeah.
Can you go to fluency?
Nope, here, you know it better than I do.
You
I don't have my grandma glasses. You're older than me, though.
Oh, do we want rate and pausing? Intonation? They break it up. I'm going to read this faster. Listen to how I read this. Listen to how I read this quickly. That's the teaching part for the rate. Pausing. Listen to me read this. Can you hear me take a little breath at the comma? Listen to me read this. Can you hear my voice go up at the question mark? Listen to me read this. Can you hear my voice go down at the period? So we're not doing quite that. We're doing more of the rate.
Just the rate.
Intonation. Phrasing. Read it like this. Read this much all together. It says cover the part of the print exposing the phrase unit. You need to listen to how your reading sounds. Listen to me read this part. Now read it just like I did. Listen how I put my words together. Listen how I put my words together so they almost touch each other.